everybody, I'm Deah and you're watching EATertainment with Deah. Thank you so much for joining me today and my friend Mark. If you hadn't noticed, we're coming to you from outside. It's going to be a little bit something different that we're trying out today. So they invited me out because they're doing a spectacular crawfish boil that they do annually. They host this and sometimes they have a theme. Is that right, Mark?
All the time.
All right. So he's going to show us some different things. And obviously, it wouldn't be me if I didn't show you my tips on how to throw the best outdoor party ever. First thing we're going to start off doing is Mark is actually going to show us how to make a couple of different drinks that he serves on hand. It's always good to have a drink prepared for your guests when they arrive. That's a tip for you. Secondly, we're going to be showing you how to make a awesome DIY cleaning station because as you know, or as you may not know, when you're working with crawfish and you're getting down and dirty with your hands or even with barbecue, for those of you who won't be eating crawfish, you'll need something to clean your hands with. And we have a little lemon-scented DIY hand cleaning station. I'm going to show you how to make that. And then also I'm going to show you what to do with leftovers, as if you would have leftovers from the crawfish boil. We're going to put that together and make that into a yummy, toasty crawfish bread. And then lastly, Mark's wonderful wife Tina is going to be showing you how she makes her slammin' Asian slaw. So I've heard it's pretty killer, and I'm excited to get started. So Mark is going to show us a couple of different drinks that are, would you say they're your specialties?
There are a couple of my specialties. I always like to do theme-based drinks, you know, based on what we're doing.
Okay. And what drinks are they?
Today, we since this is kind of a Louisiana kind of deal, we're going to do a hurricane, and we're also just kind of throw it out there because this is Texas, and we kind of love them here still. We're going to make a nice mojito as well.
And I love mojitos, so let's go ahead and get started on that. So, Mark, what's the first thing that you need to get started with your drink?
Okay. First off, make sure you have all your ingredients. Now, hurricane, it's got a lot of ingredients in it. The key thing when you're making a drink like this, when it has more than one type of alcohol in it, you always want to make sure that when it comes to your liquors, it is 1.5 ounces for each liquor, and then you kind of add on top to that.
Okay.
But since we're not really making this one at a time,
yeah,
and since this is always Texas, I brought my Texas size shaker.
What? That is definitely Texas size, folks. Do you get a look at this? All right, we're ready. Now I won't be able to handle this because I'm a lightweight. But
this is a single serve for me, actually.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I was in the Marines also.
So, all right, what's the first thing that we need to do?
First thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and get our ice in the bucket.
So we're going to get our ice in. Did you make these a lot when you were bartending?
You know what? They weren't pushed a lot in Atlanta, but I'll tell you what, just because I like to make drinks, so I would just kind of push them on my own.
All right.
Now, I like to have little ditties for certain drinks.
A little what?
Ditties. Ditties to like help you, kind of like a cadence, to help you remember all the ingredients that go in a certain drink.
So what is your ditty for this?
For it's a hurricane. You don't want to be out in the water. So the ditty for this is, don't let Gary out sailing.
All right. So what does that mean? Break it down for us.
That means don't. Starts with the letter D. You're going to start off with your dark rum.
Okay.
All right. Light rum.
Now, are you? Does this have to be exact, or can it just?
You know what? You can just kind of like make it to your own taste. That's what a lot of people do.
Okay.
You don't have to overcomplicate it.
All right. I like that.
Gary is grenadine. You don't need a whole lot of that, so be careful.
All right. What is the grenadine? What kind of flavor is that?
It's kind of like a cherry flavor. It has a nice little sweetness to a drink.
All right. So you don't want to overwhelm it with cherry flavoring. So just to remember a little bit of that.
Now, what's going to really add on to the rest of the drink is your chaser, which in this case is going to be orange juice, which is the out.
Okay.
And sailing. You're going to use a little soda water. And always remember to make sure you let the air out first. Refreshing. You don't need too much soda water either. All right. Once you got all your ingredients in there, slap that top on.
I'm going to let you do that.
And shake it up.
So while he's shaking that up, when do you need the mint and muddle all of that?
We're going to do that real quick with mojitos, because with the mojito, you actually kind of build as you go.
Oh, okay. So we'll do that later.
So once we got it all nice and shaken up,
yes.
And the key to shaking up a drink is you know it's ready when you just can't bear to hold the tin anymore. When it's that cold, when it's too cold to hold, then you know it's ready.
Yeah, it's pretty cold. And do we have any taste testers over here? Yeah.
Well, we got a couple here.
We have a couple. Okay, we're gonna pull from whole different sides and let the taste testers check that out for you. You don't want me to taste it because then Mark would have to take over the show and I would be probably under the table.
And he's probably already been kind of trying to figure out ways to do that.
Take over. Do I need to hold anything?
No, you're good.
All right.
Now, hopefully, I still know how to measure.
All right.
We're going to see if I measure this out equally.
It looks like it's
so
going pretty well.
So we used up all of it.
All right.
And we don't have any left over. And we're going, get there, get there, get there.
All right.
Get there.
Looks like you did it.
You got it.
All right.
All right, so.
Don't let Gary outwork.
So
can I help you serve?
Here's mine, ladies. And there we go.
There you go. Oh. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right.
That's a good hurricane.
That's a good hurricane. All right, so next we're gonna make the mint, is it mint? Next we're gonna make the mojito.
And I'm gonna need another couple of cups here. If I can, okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and start our mojito, Deah, and I'm gonna get you to help me out with this.
What can I do?
First thing with making a mojito, it's a little different than making any other different kind of drink.
Okay.
You kind of, it's what you call build on ice. So the first thing you're gonna do.
So you're building layers of flavor?
Exactly.
It's the same thing when you're cooking, so that I understand.
Right. Okay. So the first thing you're gonna do. This is a bottle of simple syrup.
Okay.
All it is half water, half sugar. You melt it down and it cools off. It's clear. Adds a little bit of sweetness to the drink.
Okay.
So just take a little of this.
Okay.
You really just want to pour just a tiny bit in that mortar there.
All right. So I have a mortar and pestle. And I'm going to use this. So you just need a little bit, right?
Yeah, just I'll tell you when. That's good.
All right.
Now you're going to take your lime. And you're going to start smashing that up in there.
All right. Do I squeeze it first?
You can squeeze it first, and then the key thing is you definitely want to smash it around in there because you really want to get those citrus oils out of the skin.
Okay. Now, it's the same said for when you're making other drinks. Is this good to do?
Oh, it's definitely good to do. Drinks like old fashions, when you're building, and with oranges and everything. Yeah, definitely.
How's that?
Perfect.
All right.
Now, get you a few mint leaves there.
I always have fresh herbs around, so I grow that a lot in the patio of my yard. So this is a good way to keep things on hand. You don't have to run out to the store for this. So I teach this a lot in my classes as well. So this is some fresh mint that I have. So I'm just going to break off a little bit, would you say?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just going to tear off a little bit. Is that
Maybe a little more, just a wee bit more.
All right. And it's very fragrant, so I love the smell of fresh mint. We're going to use that.
That's perfect.
All right.
Now just go ahead and mix all that in there together.
All right. So I'm going to muddle this up with the lime and the mint.
And that's really going to start to infuse all those flavors together.
Yeah, I smell this coming together. It smells good. It smells very light, clean.
Yep.
Okay. Now what else?
Now, if you'll go ahead and pour that mixture in here.
All right.
Now, lots of times you can just go ahead and do this in the glass, but sometimes it's just a little easier.
So just pour it into the cup directly?
Right.
Whichever cup you're going to be serving.
Exactly. Now, once we're done with that,
So I got that.
we are going to take our light rum.
All right.
Yes, mojitos are do have a very generous pouring.
All right. So the light rum, and then what comes next?
Well, now we're just going to kind of stir this up a little bit.
Now I've seen people do this when you're at a bar. What is that?
That basically just kind of finalizes, mixes up all the ingredients, marries all that, the lime and the mint and the rum, because the rum has a nice subtle sweet flavor to it, and the simple syrup as well.
Gotcha.
And then you're just going to go ahead and top that off with just a quick hit of soda water.
All right, just a little bit.
Maybe a little more.
All right.
About a quarter of a not a quarter cup, about a tablespoon or so.
Okay.
And you're done.
Great. So you want me to taste this?
Yes, please. Knock yourself out.
I'm gonna do a quick little taste. That's good. Awesome.
So, you know, on a hot summer day, when you're sitting by the pool, you know, it's actually a quick and easy drink to want to make. You just want to lounge around. Yeah, very refreshing.
Very refreshing. So good idea. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
And hopefully you'll be able to try out a couple of these drinks, one or both, whatever you'd like to do. I'm going to have the recipes posted on my Facebook page, so make sure if you haven't liked me that you go ahead and follow me there. You can join at Nicole Berry Events.